Yellows out as they come off at turns 3 and 4. He looks him over, greens out. On the break, down into turns 1 and 2. Dave Byrd jumps out into the race still for that 4th spot. Jerry Cecil down at the bottom trying to get it. Franco holding on the top. Byrd still holds on to Dave Byrd. Antonetti still sitting back there in second. Hermosillo holds on to third. Race back there between Franco and Cecil for that 4th and final transfer spot. Byrd brings it on. Grand American Modifieds. Scott on the inside, Pettit on the outside. Jacobson and Kirkpatrick in that second row. Broderick and Knott in that third row as they bring them off. The yellow is out. We're ready to go racing. Hammers come down. Green flag. On the break, down into turns 1 and 2. Kirkpatrick out of shape. Jacobson out of shape. Broderick climbs the mantle. He tears some race cars off. Off at turns 3 and 4. Pete looks him over. Green's out. On the break, down into 1 and 2. Down on the bottom. Scott with a drive down there, but Hogue gets a drive off that high side. Into turns 3 and 4. Hogue down on the high side. Scott on the bottom. 2 solid moves as they come to the line. It's going to be Hogue. Scott again trying to work that bottom. Kirkpatrick moves up on that high side. Trying to really it again. Kirkpatrick, Knott, and Byrd, those top 5 cars. Sands starting to separate himself a little bit from Soito. Papa and Waggy. Dave Byrd losing her right rear. He looks him over, greens out, drag race down that front straightaway. They set into turns 1 and 2. Byrd and Sands push up. McDaniels works the bottom, and here comes Byrd. Right back with him. Sands has to tap the brake. Byrd moves it. They bring him off. Pete looks him over. We're underway. 35 laps. Grand American Modified. On the bottom of the racetrack. They started all over just like last night. Bobby Hogue moves out into the lead. Looks like it's a little different. Looks like the bottom's where it's going to be tonight, but Hogue moves around Kirkpatrick and puts it up on the high side of Scott. Everybody trying to find exactly where to run. Scott and Hogue. Down on the turns 1 and 2. Kirkpatrick right there with him. They slam back into turns 3 and 4. Not back in 4th. Byrd in 5th. Everybody brings him to the line. Hogue leads. Scott working that bottom. Hogue working the high side. Hannigan up in a ball of smoke. Takes the car into the pits. And the 7M down there spins right in the middle of the track. Yellow's going to come out. Drag race again down that front straightaway. They slam hard into turns 3 and 4. Hogue picks the Potter up on the high side again, but Scott right there with him. Here comes Byrd now. Down on the inside. Dave Byrd with a good move down there as they come off it to the line. Hogue holds on to the lead. Scott again works the bottom. Byrd out of shape, but Kirkpatrick moves around, but Byrd back working that high side. Hogue a little bit out of shape on the high side. Scott catches on the bottom. Hogue gets the drive. Yellow out again. Hammers come down. Green comes up. Side by side into turns 1 and 2. Nobody touches. Everybody gets them clean. They come out side by side. Down that back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4. Still side by side. Off into the line. Hogue with the lead. Yellow out. Hammers come down. Down into turns 1 and 2. There are 3 abreast back there as they swing them off down the back straightaway. Hogue. A little bit of a drive, but Hogue on the high side. Scott slides it up in front. Can't get it to stick. Hogue working the high side. They come off side by side at the line. Scott working down on that bottom. Gets just a little bit of a jump. Hogue right there behind him now as Scott drifts way high. Let's Byrd move around, take over that 4th spot. Hogue and Scott side by side as they come off down that front straightaway. Bobby Scott back out there with the lead. Bobby Hogue back in 2nd. Kirkpatrick in 3rd. Byrd and McDaniels, and here comes Mark Waggy in that 28, working on that lead pack. To the line, Bobby Scott starting to pull away just a little bit. Hogue now drops down to the bottom, thinks he found something down there. Kirkpatrick all over the back bumper of Hogue now, trying to take away that 2nd spot. They bring him off down to complete. They bring him around to the cone. Green comes out. Down into turns 1 and 2. It's Scott working the bottom. Hogue on that high side. Down the back straightaway, side by side into turns 3 and 4. Hogue works way up high. Scott right down on the bottom. And Hogue moves around at the line. But they come side by side. Those top 4 cars both roll side by side down the back straightaway. Scott and Hogue up there. Kirkpatrick and Byrd. All of them working it hard as Kirkpatrick all the way down on the bottom. Hogue holds on to the lead. Scott again slides it in. Hogue slides out a little bit. Kirkpatrick loses it down at turn 2. And here comes Byrd trying to make it to that line. It's going to be Scott and Byrd with that drag race down the front straightaway. They put him down. Scott down on the bottom, Byrd on the high side. There's 2 lines down on the bottom. They come off side by side with Byrd just a little bit out into the lead. Scott dives it back down on the bottom. Byrd washes out a little bit. Scott will bring it around. Byrd with a drive. Dave Byrd working down just as low as he can get, giving Scott the room he needs to race. Down the back straightaway, side by side. Hogue takes over 3rd. Scott working that bottom, trying to make it work down there. Gets it to come out, but here comes Byrd. On the high side, they're side by side. Everybody trying to get down to that good stuff on the bottom. They bring them out down the back straightaway. And the yellow comes out. So the car working hard, working good this evening as they bring them off. They pick up the throttle, Green comes out. On the brake, down into turns 1 and 2, Scott gets way high. That gives Byrd the lead out there, and McDaniels moves into second, not back into third. And Waggy moves up, takes over that fourth spot. As they come off, Bobby Scott trying to get down to that bottom to make it work again. Back into that fourth spot. Back up to fifth. But Byrd moving away from that pack, working on the high side. Working down on the bottom. Dave's got it out there with the lead. Byrd, McDaniels, and then Waggy, and then back to Scott and Don as they go side by side. Bobby Scott works the bottom. It comes back to him, and he moves around, takes over fourth place. Bobby Scott back there. The race up starts to leave it forward as Dave Byrd starts to walk away just a little bit from Randy McDaniels, working that blue groove up on the high side of 3 and 4. McDaniels down there, Waggy down there, and Scott now your top 4 cars. And Sands now down on the inside of Jerry Cecil, trying to take away that 5th spot, the 6th spot. And Chadwick down on the inside. They go 3 abreast. Chadwick working the bottom down there. We got Cecil, Chadwick, and Scott, and Sands. As they come off, Dave Byrd and Randy McDaniels with the lead. Mark Waggy holds on to third. Bobby Scott back in fourth. Dave Byrd hard down, 27 down this time. 8 laps to go for Byrd. Lap traffic starting to come in on him. They're starting to reel him in just a little bit. Down into turns 3 and 4. Broderick right in front of your leader. Byrd up on that high side, working it hard, working it high, working that cushion. Down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4. Byrd still holds on to it. McDaniels trying everything he can. And here comes Scott up on the high side around Waggy. Takes over that 3rd position. Slams it back right down on the bottom, looking for McDaniels as Byrd continues to lead. Down into turns 3 and 4. Dave Byrd brings it down, 30 down, 5 to go. Dave Byrd working it hard. Randy McDaniels in second. Scott in third. Waggy back there in fourth. Not. And then back to Chad Chadwick back in sixth. Jerry Cecil back in seventh as Byrd comes down. 31 down, 4 to go. McDaniels trying to reel him in. Down into turns 3 and 4. Some dragging on that 10 cards on the inside. Byrd holds on to the lead. McDaniels trying everything in the world to reel in Byrd as Byrd comes through lap traffic on the high side. Scott holds on to 3rd place. Waggy back in 4th. Not in 5th. To the line. Byrd working it hard. 33 down, 2 to go. McDaniels gets a run. Can't get it to stick. Scott still looking for something to get around DiGiovanni. McDaniels puts the hammer down as they bring him to the line. White's out, 1 to go. Byrd with the lead. Lap traffic on the last lap. Again, McDaniels tries that run. Can't get it done. Knott goes up in a ball of smoke. Byrd works the high side. McDaniels can't find the traction. Bringing it off down the line. Dave Byrd with the win. Randy McDaniels in second.
Our winner, the 7 car from Prunedale, Dave Byrd. Dave, pretty tough to get to this victory circle here at Watsonville, isn't it?
Brutal, yeah. It's hard enough with all these guys, and you need some breaks. And our break came that the track dried out, you know, and we lost a cylinder actually there with about 10 to go, and if we had a yellow, we'd have been had, I think. But it was dry enough where I could just flat-foot it around. It just barely spun the wheels, and it probably helped a little bit. But yeah, my guys did a great job. Perfect motor up until we lost that, and handled great, and it was a blast.